Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here. So in today's video, I'll be talking about why rookie cornerback Trey Amos fell in the draft. I'll also be talking about the Cowboys trading for George Pickens, some other news in terms of the Washington Commanders rookie minicamp, which starts this week. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe. Do all that good stuff. I don't even gotta say it. Just do it. It really helps out the channel a ton if you subscribe and all that other stuff as well. Let's get right into it. So this was a report from Jeremy Fowler. I didn't read the whole thing. I just read the Commanders portion of it. I'm assuming it's just talking about draft nuggets or post NFL draft nuggets or just NFL stuff in general, and maybe in terms of why some players fell. And rookie cornerback Trey Amos had a back injury that probably caused him to slide a bit. According to an AFC executive, the injury is not considered a major red flag, especially by Washington. So I'll read the whole thing real quick for y'all. Washington got a plus started with second round DB, but Trey Amos, blah, blah, blah. It was great value. One aspect that might have hurt his value slightly, multiple teams discovered a back injury in the pre-draft process. This wasn't a major red flag for some teams, but it was at least a mild concern that probably caused him to slide a bit, as one AFC executive said. However, people around Amos and the Commanders did not seem overly concerned about it. I mean, obviously people with Amos in his camp are going to say that. I mean, that makes sense. And, in the Commanders camp, they're going to say that as well right now. But, I mean, they clearly felt that way if they drafted him. They thought they got really good value. The injury might be – I don't know if they're saying this was a previous injury that happened, sometime, I don't know, in high school, college, that, could be a reoccurring thing, high risk of reoccurring thing, or what's most likely is maybe end of the season or during the pre-draft process, he tweaked his back a little bit. I mean, as long as it's not a major, injury, he's gonna, back injury, he's gonna be fine for the start of the season. Maybe he misses rookie minicamp. That'll really be a tell. Will be the tell. If he's out there during rookie minicamp, then that seems like a good sign for him in the future. I really think that for rookies playing, having a full off season is very, very important, especially for the trenches. But playing in minicamp, OTAs, I said minicamp, but rookie minicamp, and then the actual minicamp, and then full training camp, full preseason, like that gives joint practices. That gives you a really good sense of what the NFL is really going to be like, and I think it gives these players good tests and helps them develop a lot. I think if you look at a lot of the past rookies, some of them that haven't had full seasons haven't had the best careers, or at least not even careers, but that's a little bit over dramatic, but they don't have a great rookie season. Like you look at Sadiq Charles' rookie year, got hurt and then just was in and out of the lineup, didn't really play well. Antonio Gandy-Golden, a lot of people were saying he was having a really good offseason, and then he had a concussion, missed multiple weeks of camp and preseason, and that really hurt his development. You look at Johnny Newton last year, he ended up having a decent rookie season, but the beginning was very, very slow. You know why? Because he was out for most of camp and off-season workouts, and I think that really does make a difference. Jordan McGee as well, didn't really get much of an impact this year because he did miss some of, I believe, the preseason with an injury, and then the start of the regular season, and then just had some other injuries as well throughout the season, and I think that definitely hinders you. So having a full off season is very important. So it doesn't even mean like mini camp isn't a huge deal, but having a full training camps session and preseason stuff is really important, in my opinion, at least. I mean, I'm not a player or anything, not a coach, but just from things that I've seen over the last few years with the Commanders and younger players, I think the off-season program does make a big difference in their rookie season and in their development. So hopefully Trey Amos' injury isn't bad, but they got really good value, and it seems like it's not bad injuries. They said it was a back injury in the pre-draft process. It wasn't a major red flag and a mild concern for some teams. That was what an AFC executive said. All right, let's get into some non-Commander stuff, but it still does impact the Commanders. The Steelers traded for George Pickens. I don't have the compensation right in front of me, but I believe it was like a 3rd and a 5th round pick. I think it's decent value for the Cowboys, but here's the thing. Mike Tomlin, he knows when to get rid of receivers before they kind of expire, before they implode, or before they, decline. You see, i.e. Antonio Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, Chase Claypool, like all those guys were very good for the Steelers, and then elsewhere weren't so great. Juju was still okay. I mean, helped the Chiefs win a Super Bowl and helped them get back to a Super Bowl, but he wasn't a stud. But he was a stud in Pittsburgh. Antonio Brown obviously was, and then Chase Claypool was on his way to maybe being a stud, and then some things happened. They traded him for a second-round pick, and the guy I don't even think is in the league anymore. And then Pickens, he's a very up and down player. He has a lot of potential, but my roommate a few weeks ago, or maybe a month or two ago, asked me if I would trade, first for Pickens. I was like, I'm not trading a first. I'm not trading a second. I'm not even trading the third. The guy's, he's a little bit of a head case, a lot of drama. He's a diva. I'm not saying he's a bad guy or anything. I don't know him, and I haven't heard any crazy things, but it's just like the guy causes problems on the field. Off the field, I haven't heard anything. But on the field, he's always, being a little bit dramatic, pouting when he doesn't get the ball, starting fights on the field, unnecessary roughness. And sometimes you like that. You like the extra energy, but sometimes it gets a little bit too much. You saw him and Mike Sanders still getting into it during the Steelers game this past year. But he's talented, but also, I don't think he's that insane. I'm not, his stats, he had over 1,000-yard season last year, I believe. I'll pull it up, his stats, while we got K Madrano here. But George Pickens, he's not that crazy. He's not that crazy good. But, he is, he's talented, but, at least the production, his production isn't, crazy good. You look at it, this past year, 900 yards. I thought he broke 1,000. The year before had over 1,000, played in 17 games. This past year, if he played in 17, he would have probably hit 1,000, but not insane production. And the baggage that he brings with him, I don't know if it's worth it in terms of, all right, is he going to be good in the locker room? Is he going to be complaining to the quarterback all the time? It's a very much a Dallas player, for sure, and he's going to help them, but just not a guy that I think the Commanders needed. And I believe he has 1 year left on his contract, was a second-round pick. I'm trying to think. He was in that class with Dotson, which was 22, played 23, played 24. So, yeah, this is his last year. You're going to have to extend him if you want to keep him around. So, it's a rental, or you're paying him a lot of money. So, regardless, it's not a great move for the Cowboys. It's not a bad move, though. Other news, Noah Igbenogany will be switching his jersey number from 1 to number 6. Number 1 was taken by Deebo Samuel. And rookie minicamp will be starting Thursday. So I guess today's Wednesday, so it'll be tomorrow. I don't believe the media will be there, so I don't know how much information we're going to get. But, I'll put anything out there that we do get. And then Friday is the media, exposure day. That they're going to be there seeing the players. So that's the day we'll get a lot more videos, stuff like that. So for sure we'll make a video that day. And after that, they got a little bit of time before OTAs and then minicamp, official minicamp, which I believe is mandatory. OTAs are not mandatory, I believe, but minicamp is. So we'll see who shows up. I've seen some rumblings, not necessarily like crazy stuff, but Laramie Tunsil, I haven't seen any pictures at least of him during the offseason workouts. They've showed a bunch of the guys. Maybe he just doesn't want to go. Maybe he wants a new contract, something to keep in mind, because he doesn't have much, guaranteed money left on his deal. But yeah, something to watch out for. See if he goes to OTAs. And then if he doesn't go to OTAs, if there's a reason, if he just doesn't really want to go, which in itself isn't the best, or if it's because he wants a new contract. Either way, something to keep in mind. And if he's there, that's great. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Just want to do a quick update on a few different things. Rookies, and then rookie minicamp, jersey numbers, and then NFC East divisional trades. The Amos pick, that's even better now that they traded for Pickens. That, the receiving core in the NFC East, the trios are very good. I mean, the Eagles, you got A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, throw Pedro and Jahan and some other guys in there as well. They got, Dallas Goedert, who's staying there. Then the Giants, they got Malik Neighbors, who's going to be really good. And they have some other options in there as well. And then the Commanders, Debo and Terry. And then the Cowboys now, you got, I was about to say Brandon Cooks, but you got CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens, and Brandon Cooks was on the team last year and a couple years before that. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys new, and comment down below your thoughts on the Pickens trade. Peace.